Welcome to the channel. My name is Steven and I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you enjoy the video, so let's get right to it. This video uses Filmora version 9.3. I am going to start by explaining a little bit about titles because those are what you will use to create a shape. Okay, what I'm going to show you here is the titles collection. And you'll notice these folders over here on the left, and these contain all of the various titles that have been created by Filmora and are included with your software. You cannot delete any of these. You can use any one of the ones that Filmora created as the starting point for a custom title, and basically all you do there is you add the title that you want to use as your starting point to the timeline, and then you double click on it, open it up, modify it, and then choose the Save as Custom option within the editor, and it'll prompt you to give it a name, and then it will show up in your custom folder, which is up here. So these are two that I created. One is a shape and the other is just a simplified version of a title. So with that understanding, you can add any of the Filmora created ones to your favorites folder to make them easier to find, but for some odd reason they don't allow you to add any of your custom titles to the favorites. So basically, if you want to access any of those, you have to go up and select the custom folder, and then it'll show you what you've got in there. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how you would add a shape to your video, and the way you do that is you would start by adding a title, and I'm going to choose a very simple title, mainly because the more complex title you use, the more stuff you got to delete out of it to get a clean title with nothing in it but the shape you want. So once you've added it to your timeline, you would double click on it to bring up the simple editor, and you can't add a shape from here. You have to go down and click the advanced button, and that will open up the advanced editing window. Then there is where up here at the left corner of it you've got add shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete that text box that's there by hitting the delete key. Now I'm going to click on the option, and if I want to add an arrow, I click that, and now all I've got is my shape in here. Over here to the left, you've got all of the attributes of that shape, any of which you can change. Shape fill, this is an important one. Right now your fill is on and your color is orange. If you wanted to change that, you could simply by setting a new color. I'm going to go ahead and put it to yellow, I think. There you go, back to yellow. Now if you don't want the shape filled in, you can uncheck it, and what that will allow is over here your shape, anything that's behind this will show through, and you've still got your border here. But if you don't want anything showing through, then what you would do would be to go back, got to select it again, go back over here, and you would want to shape fill. There it is. You check that, and of course it's filled in now, and so nothing from behind it will show through. However, if you still want the shape fill, one of the things that you can do is it's got a attribute called opacity, and you can use the slider bar and decide on how opaque you want it to be. And so depending the lower the opacity setting, the more will show through from the background. Put it back at 100%, And now you've got border. If you don't want a border, you would uncheck that, but in our case we want a border. I want to change the color and make it red. Now if you go down, and you've also got opacity that you can set for the border itself. I'm going to talk about size first. If you want to increase the size or thickness of the border, you can do it with that slider right there. Now what this blur does, and that applies to the border only, is if you want the border to be somewhat blurred, you can do that with the blur attribute. Another thing that you can do is, once you've got everything set the way you want it, if you want to save this off for future use, you can save as custom, and that's this box right here, and that will then appear in your custom folder under your titles. So when you're all done, you can go ahead and click the OK button, and you're back to here. Now once you're back here, you can still move this all around. You just can't change any of those other attributes, but you can move it around, you can resize it, and you can grab the handle up here and change the orientation so that it points at whatever you want to point at. And out here you again got that same save as custom option. Works exactly the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and click the OK button, and we are done. So that's about it. Once again, thank you for watching. If you like the video, I'd appreciate it if you'd mash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. Thank you.